Hey, what's happening? Happy Monday, everybody. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. You know it. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Today was one of those days when I couldn't settle. That's why I'm running late. I couldn't settle on one particular story. I kept vacillating. That's the word of the day, vacillating. I'll see if I can put a link. If you don't know what that is, I'll try to put the definition down below. Vacillating between three different stories. And I'm going to do all three. I'm going to talk about all three. They're all kind of connected. They're all Trumpish. I'm going to talk about Nick Fuentes. I'm going to talk about a 100-year-old widow by the name of Grace Lynn. And I'm going to talk about the typical Trump supporter. Who goes to these Trump rallies? I don't know about you guys. Just yesterday, I remember this, it's kind of coincidental because just yesterday I was out riding my bike. I tell you guys, because exercise gets your blood flowing, and I do my best thinking when I'm exercising. And I saw a Trump flag going by in the back, of course, in the back of a big diesel pickup truck. What else would it be in? And I started thinking to myself, why am I so different? I know a lot of you are around my age and are similar to me. I get a lot of, you'd be surprised how much I could learn about all of you guys from my analytics. A lot of you are in my age group. So you must wonder this too. What makes us different from these other Trump, from people our age? A lot of you guys are guys. A lot of people that watch me are guys. A lot of you are between, say, 50 and 60, somewhere in that area. Kind of similar to me. What makes us different? It's not just what Trump says. You know, I look at these Trump rallies, and I always find myself looking at the people, just trying to see, like, what is it? How can these people act so crazy? There's a picture of the blue Jeep from Waco from Saturday. It's got a huge flag, and there's pictures of this Jeep all over the media. Trump or death, 2024. And this is, remember I was telling you guys, this is the stuff, all the stuff he talked about from the January 6th prison choir, singing Justice for All, and the way he's portraying everything is how he's going to clear out the evilness, and if he doesn't get elected, he's doing it again. He's already doing it. He's already talking about if he doesn't get elected or if he gets indicted, it's going to be death and destruction for America. You know, it sounds exactly like 2016. Like a year before or 2020, a year before he lost, he was already talking about, well, if I lose, it's going to be rigged. And he's already doing that, 2024, and he's already talking about. He's bat crazy, man. And I look at the people at these Trump rallies, and I'm like, how come I'm not like these guys? Because I hate to say this, but I think the majority of people my age, I'm part Native American, but part mostly Caucasian, men, 50, 60, above 60 are the vast majority are Trump supporters. What makes them believe this? What makes them believe this stuff? It's not just what Trump says, but just I can't even stand his voice. The way he talks, the way his voice, I can't even stand the sound of his voice. It's like, what kind of people go to these rallies? Well, people, stolen valor. Have you ever heard that phrase, stolen valor? And I'm pretty sure this is an example of that. There's going to be a link down below. This woman was giving an interview to somebody. It's probably around my age. He looks Caucasian, wearing his red hat, of course. He's probably 60 or a little over. And she's talking about the military, and she asked him if he served, and he said, "Yes, I did." This is an interview with a Trump supporter at Waco, Texas. The link will be right down below. And I think she kind of surprises him. You know, it's a woman, after all. You know, who would have thought she'd be in the Marines? But she was. So she says, "Me too. What was your MOS?" Now, I had to look this up, because I don't know what MOS is. Wikipedia described it as, like, if you're in college, your major. Right? You know, so anybody who was in the Army, I was in the Army, obviously, but anybody who was in the Army, Navy, you know, or Marines, you know, they would immediately know what their MOS is, even if they were like top secret or special forces. when they first went in, they'd be classified as something. And this guy goes, I was secret. And so, he's cold busted right there. He's a big liar. Stolen valor. He's a big liar. And you got to watch it yourselves. And it just gets worse from there. He says, I flew into places. It was top secret. I did things. I flew into, and the lady actually goes, this interview's over. Because, she could smell a big fat lie. There's nothing worse, in my opinion, than somebody like this. Somebody that's stealing this is the worst kind of person. This is I was asking myself yesterday, what kind of people go to these Trump rallies and believe these lies, this anger? I'll have links down below. I don't know how many times Trump lied. He said he almost finished, or he finished the wall. He only completed 40 miles of it. All the things it was another lie fest. And I was asking myself, what kind of people follow this guy? What kind of people are fanatics for this guy? Well, that answers it right there. Other angry, disillusioned liars. Big, fat liars. A liar attracts other liars, I guess. I guess that answers my question. Okay, next story. 100-year-old widow. I believe this is in Florida. And she's testifying. She's talking about the Ron DeSantis and this banning book stuff. And I'll have the link for this down below. The life of Rosa Parks is banned in Florida. Because in that book, it says she was asked to move from her seat, to give up her seat because of the color of her skin. And according to Ron DeSantis and Florida law, you can't say that, because it's going to make poor little Caucasian kids feel bad about themselves. Unbelievable. So, everything I learned, one of the biggest lessons, Rosa Parks actually standing up for herself, saying, she deserves that seat just as much as anybody else on that bus. One of the biggest lessons for all people, not just black people, but people of all colors, all races, all religions. One of the biggest lessons ever in civil rights, the fight for civil rights. And this is banned from Florida history books. And she goes on to say how her husband was killed fighting the Nazis in World War II. The same people, the Nazis, who also banned and burned books. What kind of people, again, I asked myself, what kind of people are Trump supporters? What kind of people follow this stuff? Okay, on to my last story. I said there's links all down below for all this. Nick Fuentes, this is going to be quick and painful. So he whined on Rumble. I think this is Saturday. He just went on to Rumble, I guess. I don't know. I don't listen to his nonsense, his garbage, unless I'm doing a video about it. And he was crying about being shadow banned. He was saying how he's the second biggest blogger or whatever on record in the world, in the history of the world or whatever. And somehow his numbers are lower, or he's not getting put out in front, so people see his videos. So he was whining about this because his numbers, he just joined Rumble apparently, and his numbers weren't spectacular like he expected. Let me talk about this, because I know I'm shadow banned on YouTube, and I've never said a word about this. You won't hear me whine about this, because my attitude is I won't just survive. I will thrive. I will conquer. How do I know I'm shadow banned on YouTube? You guys have probably seen this. My videos. You look at the last week or 2 weeks of videos. There's just one particular group of people. Like for 3 days in a row, 50 people watch one video. 50 people watch the next video. 50 people watch the next video, or it's 51 people, 49 people. So obviously, my videos are being shadow banned. They're not being put. They're not. People that don't normally watch my channel are not getting the chance to watch my channel, and I know this. I've known it for a while. Do I complain about it? No, because I have an attitude of having gone through recovery and everything, that I will survive, I will thrive, regardless of what I expect obstacles to be put in my way. And I will go above them, around them, through them, or whatever it takes to get myself out there to achieve my goals. I'm not going to sit here and whine and cry that people are picking on me, or, because of this or that or whatever. If you look at the numbers, it's ridiculous. If there's no other explanation for this. If other people were being shown my videos, if I wasn't being shadow banned, some numbers, and I could tell because the numbers used to do this when I first, like a year or two ago. I'd have one video at 400, 500 views. The next video would be down at 160. So it all depends. When you're not being shadow banned, you put something that catches a lot of attention, the title or the pictures on the thumbnail. And a lot of people, and it's hard to tell what attracts people's attention. That's what grabs people's attention. But when you get numbers day after day after day, the same exact people watching this, my videos, it's pretty freaking obvious. There's no other logical explanation that I'm being shadow banned. But do I cry about it? No, just little whiners like Nick Fuentes. All right, the links will all be down below. I'm sorry if I hopped around a little bit. You guys have a good Monday.